Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Imagine a year where, Zach, we're not gonna get hit by just one space rock thing. We're gonna get hit by 2. They're both split and they're gonna destroy the Earth.
I sure hope any action heroes don't come to save us. What year is that, Sandro?
It's 1998. Again! Oh my god, Zach, there's 2 portals, what?
Whoa, what's going on?
Oh my gosh, the cliffhanger has resolved and Zach has come out of the portal. One of them, there's 2 though.
I feel weird. No, I feel weird.
What the fuck? There's 2 of them.
2 of them, just like how many episodes we were doing this year.
Wait, because it's a 2-parter.
Yeah.
It's now also a 2-Zacker. And one came out of that portal, and another one came out of that portal.
Yeah, that's right. No, you're right.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. The giant portal gun from that random guy in Canberra has made 2 Zacks. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, no, this is going to be very confusing for the episode. So, before any of this starts, I think what I'm going to have to do is try and absorb that other Zack back in, using my mind powers, and then that way we can have just one Zack. That sounds like a terrible idea. How about I absorb you, and then I'll be the one Zack, and then we can, go from there. No. I'm going to absorb you. No. I'm going to absorb you. Alright, how about we have an absorb off then?
Oh my god, an absorb off?
That seems only fair.
Oh god, wait down. Wow, this isn't a visual medium. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, they've combined!
Oh, I feel sick. Oh, jeez.
Is this going to affect your personality in any way for this episode, Zach?
No, this should be fine. This should be good. No, it'll be great, Sandro.
Oh no, because this is a bonus battle. We need objective facts. So if you've got like an alternate version of yourself jumping around in there,
oh yeah, we'll put no. I think we could put all the facts aside, unless we
aside.
I mean all the feelings aside.
Okay,
I'd never put the facts aside.
Oh, good, because we've got a big battle to do today.
It's true, a giant battle, a meteoric battle, as it were.
Oh, a battle that would kill the dinosaurs.
Oh, so true.
Yes.
They die so easily.
Oh my god, it's Armageddon versus Deep Impact, Zach.
Oh my god, giant flying UFOs / meteors flying towards it. UFOs, unidentified flying objects, so it's technically true.
That's kind of true, but they identify them both very quickly.
Again, not quickly enough for Armageddon.
True. Oh my god, on part 2 of this 1998 bonus battle that's not really connected at all, except it kind of is. It's more rip-offs. We watched the same movie twice, again.
Yep, we did it. And I am confused.
What are you confused about?
I don't know which movie ripped off who.
You are okay, yes. Well, this was something, I knew this. I know which one ripped off which, but you don't, and I want you to guess. I
have no idea.
Which one do you think came first?
I am confused. So, they both came out in the same year, but one of them came out first.
No, but which one was meant to be made first?
Yeah.
Also, these came out, like 2 months in between. Same as Ants and Bugs Life, actually.
Yeah. So it's the same situation, but one of them is the rip-off of the other one.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say because I hope Armageddon was the ripoff of the other one.
Yes.
Armageddon ripped off Deep Impact because Deep Impact came out first, is what I'm going to say.
Oh, interesting.
Only because I think Deep Impact had more thought put into it. Which, if it's the ripoff, I give them credit because it feels a little more thought out, which would be wild if it was the,
It's interesting. It's interesting that you say that Armageddon didn't feel that thought out, because there were 9 writers on Armageddon. 9 people wrote that movie.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. 9 writers from Michael Bay to put another dad-daughter fucking story in.
Yes.
I was waiting for the Juliet laws to be brought up, Fucking hell.
Me too, actually. So, you're locking in Armageddon as the ripoff.
That's what I'm going to say,
Okay.
and I'll be happy if I'm wrong.
Well, I'll go through the history of these two projects then.
All right.
Deep Impact was originally meant to be made in the 70s.
Wow. So a long time ago. Okay.
Was not able to get made. They were trying to get Steven Spielberg to direct it, but he was like, no, I'm working on another disaster movie. Actually, why don't I do them both in one movie and combine them all? And so, yeah, Deep Impact is the original, and it is an exact reverse of last week, because Deep Impact was being made by DreamWorks. The writer of Deep Impact apparently had a production meeting with Disney. I don't know why, but they did. And Disney stole all the notes of the script and then made their own movie.
Ooh, you can't do that, Disney. Ooh.
I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they thought that Deep Impact was going to be a massive success and they had to get their own film out, but they did.
Wow. Okay, so I was right.
Yeah, you were pretty spot on.
Wow, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was... Really, I was only hoping to spite Michael Bay, that he was a rip-off little baby boy.
I mean,
I'm
he
glad.
is.
I'm glad that it was justified.
That's right.
But that's a real dick move, Disney.
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's so confusing.
It does make sense, though, because the story is just not as thought out at all in Armageddon.
Well, Armageddon is like... The story of Armageddon is like 20 minutes in Deep Impact.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get to that. We may as well get to it right now, because the first category on any bonus battle is, of course, the plot. So we may as well go through the plot of both of these. And I reckon we start off with Armageddon, because it's got less going on. So
for anybody who didn't listen to part 1 because you're a psychopath, bonus battle, we're comparing the movies.
Yeah.
We come up with some categories. We have some points. We use scientific facts, no feelings, unless we want to use feelings.
Yeah.
And then we rate the movies and we figure out which one's better. With science and no feelings.
No opinions.
Unless we want to use feelings.
I guess.
But we don't want to use feelings, of course.
If you want to.
And I would never split between two of those. I
No.
would never have a split personality. That would be crazy.
The plot of Armageddon is this. There's a meteor. Big old meteor gonna kill humans like it killed the dinosaurs. And they got 18 days to put a nuke in it and blow it up. But Zach, they can't just do that. They need to get some drillers, some men who love to frack and ruin the environment, and they're the good guys. And
no! Why are we talking about Armageddon first? I need a break from thinking about that movie. Good lord.
And they go to space and they blow up the meteor, but some of them die sometimes.
No. Here's the thing, though. There's so much other things going on other than that, though.
It's so long and for no reason.
For no reason. There's so much fluff in this movie. There's fucking the love story between Elwyn and Ben Affleck.
And Batman.
Yeah. Elwyn and Batman have like a love story. Mr. Die Hard himself is angry dad and tries to shoot the other one, which is like, what was that whole start of this fucking film? I hated it.
I don't know.
Our main hero character, our dude that we're going for, the guy who, spoilers, we're doing spoilers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Careful, guys, spoilers. He dies at the end, right? He sacrifices himself. Is also a psychopath with a gun at the start of the film. for no fucking reason.
Oh, yeah, for real?
Yeah, he goes and tries and kills AJ. Imagine he succeeded accidentally. This film doesn't happen because the main character shot the guy who he later says is, "You were always a son to me." Was he a son to you when you were shooting him at him with a gun? What the fuck?
And there's so many characters in Armageddon that we'll get to as well. A lot of other random actors show up in this, but
both films have a lot of famous actors.
Yes.
I don't know, like, can a category be, like, shoehorning famous actors in? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But the plot for Armageddon is so weak.
Yeah. None of the ideas are fleshed out. Like,
no.
It starts off the film, and now we're already comparing them, but it starts off the film with meteors hitting Earth. Like, little ones that don't cause as many problems.
The movie opens with New York being destroyed.
Yeah.
Which is like... I don't...
But the important thing is they're like, what the fuck's going on? I had no idea. Whereas the other film, it's like, oh yes, we saw this 3 weeks ago. We knew this is going to happen and we're announcing it to everyone and everyone's in shelters before any problems even occur. Whereas this film's like, oh my god, this rock's falling from the sky. What's happening? We don't know. We're Nasher and we didn't spot rocks going to hit Earth before they already hit Earth. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, the reason for that is your Bob Thornton, who is a terrible actor. He's there and he's like, we didn't do it because we only have the budget to look at 3% of space, Mr. President. So we didn't see this big rock because we only look at 3% of the space.
What?
Because we don't have the money to look at more than 3% of the space.
What?
It's like, what?
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
But in fucking Deep Impact, a kid spots it with a telescope.
Yeah.
Which is also dumb, but so much better and more realistic as to what would happen if a giant fucking rock was coming towards the Earth.
Very funny.
But also, I guess in Deep Impact, the comet is going around the Earth.
Yeah.
Like, it's going around the sun and then is going to come back to Earth. So they spot it before it goes around the sun and is then flung towards America or whatever. Also, why is it only America in these movies?
Because they're the country that matters. They're the Earth.
They didn't even get to the fucking moon first. This is...
Yeah, everyone knows the Transformers got to the moon first.
Exactly. Yeah, I just, like, with Armageddon, the plot is so... And also, like, this is the thing with Michael Bay movies, is that they are all action and yelling and talking all the time.
Oh,
that there's no stakes. If your movie opens with New York City being destroyed, I don't fucking care about anything that's gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm not gonna care.
New York City survives, though. It's just a little beaten up, you know? Honestly, probably cleaned up the streets a little bit, you know? You know, there's a lot of trash in New York. Big meteor, boom.
Yeah.
Trash is gone. No more Pizza Rat, R.I.P.
That's true. I just don't care about anything happening in Armageddon, because the movie, there is maybe 20 minutes that I enjoyed, which is when they're being trained.
Oh, yeah, that was dumb.
Where all of the drillers are being trained to go up to space.
So what you're saying is you liked the heist part of this movie.
I liked the dumb heist part of the movie, but even then I was like, this is so stupid and I don't like how it's written.
It is really stupid because it goes from a disaster movie at the start of the film to a heist movie where they're like, we've got to build a crew. All right, I'll need my boys. And then it goes through the guys. It gives you the, like, Suicide Squad background. This does a Suicide Squad.
It does do a Suicide Squad, yeah.
And it's bad.
Well, that's more for characters, but we do get a lot of backstory on people where I'm like, this makes them seem like a worse person.
Yeah, they're all bad people.
I care less about them now.
Why is Steve Buscemi a pedophile? Why is that a plot?
I liked that. What? That was funny.
What?
But not only is this Michael Bay, it's also J.J. Abrams, which means that not only is the direction just the worst, but J.J. Abrams is not known for his plot. His plot is, there's a mystery, and that's the plot. Yep. That's all his plots is, there's a mystery.
What's the mystery, Sandro?
Why did they make this? I just don't like...
Whoa, what a mystery.
How is the first Transformers movie the best Michael Bay movie?
Oh.
It's so much better than this, and I don't understand. I thought that his earlier stuff was meant to be better, but no.
No. This is this. I didn't know this was Michael Bay going into this film. I had no idea. Within the first, 2 minutes, I was like, this is a Michael Bay film.
Is it because there was a bunch of, military men yelling at each other, and then a black guy yelling on the phone, and then everyone dies?
And then the joke was a black guy was being, loud, which is the dumbest fucking comedy,
Yeah.
and then, explosions. Violent explosions everywhere. I'm like, this is a Michael Bay film.
And then you looked it up and you were like, oh, it is a Michael Bay film.
Yeah, that's literally what happened, Sandro. That's literally what happened. I'm like, is this a fucking Michael Bay film? Did Sandro make me watch a Michael Bay film?
You picked this. I think. I don't know.
I was coerced. Let it be known. I had no knowledge that this would be a Michael Bay film.
Oh, dear. What a dumb movie. Anyway, plot-wise, there's moments where it's really, again, the training sequence is kind of cheesy and bad on purpose. But then the rest of the movie is not bad on purpose. It then tries to be good again, which I don't care. Plot-wise, out of 5, I don't know, 1, 2...
Ooh, yeah. No, it's got to be pretty low because the plot's all over the place. It's way too long. There's so much padding in it.
Why is it 2.5 hours long?
No reason. Literally no reason. I complain about runtime a lot. I mentioned that I complain about runtime a lot.
That's true.
But this film was really long, and there was so much padding because there was so much filler plots. Because it's like every little character had to have their own little moment so that when they died, you cared about them. Spoiler, you don't.
No.
I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2.
2?
Because when it turned into a heist movie, I was laughing. I thought it was very stupid.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny.
I think the plot is it's a good idea for a movie. You just need someone else making it. I think
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
To pull it off, so.
Absolutely.
It doesn't get the lowest. Yeah, I agree with a 2 out of 5 for Armageddon's plot. But then for Deep Impact.
Deep Impact.
There's so much more going on in this movie.
How? It's half an hour less runtime, but has so much more going on.
It's so much more interesting because it does the thing that, and I don't like disaster movies. I think they're all kind of lame and boring, and I don't care. But this one,
after watching these 2 films, I agree.
But this one is somehow.
I'm normally good with disaster films, but these 2, I was like, I hate disaster films now, I guess.
But Deep Impact was there's so much more going on, and it's so much more interesting. You got so many characters, which again, we'll get to in characters, but plot-wise, it's they notice that there's a comet, and then they're like, oh my god, there's a comet, and then they try and tell the government, and then we cut to a year later, and a journalist is like, oh, why did this random politician quit their job? I'm going to investigate. Yeah. And then by investigating, they find out that the Earth is going to get destroyed. And it's really cool.
Yeah, they accidentally find out the apocalypse is going to happen, and they're like, I'm going to have to leak that information. And it's there's a lot of intrigue. There's a lot of intrigue in this film, whereas Michael Bay film has zero intrigue. It has negative intrigue.
Negative intrigue. Wow, that's not much intrigue.
It is very little intrigue. I liked the whole, obviously they would spot the meteor before it hits.
Yes.
Because that would be really stupid if they didn't, Michael Bay.
Yeah, well, in Deep Impact, Elijah Wood has got a telescope and he discovers it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that and another guy as well. There's another scientist guy who spots it.
Yeah.
And so there's 2 people that spot it, but the scientist guy dies in a stupid car crash, which was really funny because there's also an unnecessary explosion in this movie as well.
There is an unnecessary explosion at the start. But, not only that, the scientist dies in the car crash, but then the government think that Elijah Wood was with him, so they also think that Elijah Wood died in a car crash, which is very funny and stupid for no reason.
I like that. No, but that, it makes sense that they just fucked it up. They just bungled it. They just Dumboed it because it's the government, you know?
And there's a lot going on in Deep Impact because then they launch their own space crew to essentially do the same thing.
Yeah.
As Armageddon, except they fuck it up and it doesn't go well.
Yeah, but I felt like Deep Impact earned its tragedies a bit more. They felt more professional than Armageddon, which just had problems. Everything they did fucked up.
Yeah.
Literally everything they did until the very end fucked up. And it was just like, oh, it's fucking up again. Oh, it's fucking... I'm like, how are these guys so fucking incompetent? They're so bad.
I think the difference is, like, with Armageddon... It's like, you know it's going to be okay because it's a Michael Bay movie, so everyone's going to win in the end. Whereas with Deep Impact, spoilers, a lot of people die. This doesn't go well. And I think because of that, it's a lot more believable when the space crew doesn't actually blow up the comet.
Yeah.
And then what happens? They fuck up in space. The president's like, well... We got underground shelters for 1 million people, and then it turns into, like, a political thing where it's all that stuff, and that was kind of cool. I liked that.
See, there's a lot of intrigue in this film, and I liked the intrigue. I actually liked the B-plot in this film, unlike Michael Bay, which had, like, 20 B-plots, and I hated all of them.
They all suck. Why is that Russian guy there? He sucks. I don't know. I'm annoyed by him.
Like, it made more sense. It's like, okay, we have safety bunkers that could survive the meteor strike.
Yeah.
But we only have limited space. Well... This is a Black Mirror episode now. Have fun. And it's like, oh, shit. What the fuck? Shit just hit the fan.
Exactly. And then what happens? The space crew kill themselves to save everyone, essentially.
They do the Armageddon thing of sacrificing themselves by... They slam the ship into it, right?
Yeah.
With the nukes and stuff, so...
To deflect it so it goes back into space or whatever. Which is like...
Well, I think it breaks it up a bit, you know?
Yeah. And I think, like, in Deep Impact, my least favorite part of the movie is the space part. I don't care about that part as much as the rest of the movie.
Really?
But, like...
I thought it was alright.
Yeah, it was fine. But, like, the characters on the ship were so much more interesting than any of the characters in Armageddon. And so when they all die, I was like, oh, that's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, well, that's what you meant to... That's how you're meant to feel. You're allowed to feel sad at the ending when people die, you know?
Yeah. Whereas, like, in Armageddon, I'm like, I want all these people to die. I hate all of them.
Yeah.
They all suck.
I completely missed when fucking Owen Wilson died, and I was just waiting for him to go back on screen, and I was like, oh, wait, he died?
There was, like, one character near the end of Armageddon where, like, Bruce Willis was like, what happened to the Reaver? And some guy's like, he's dead. And I was like, who? I don't remember who. I don't know who's alive and who's dead. I don't know anymore.
That's the most accurate thing about this movie. Oh my god. Because there's too many characters. There's so many characters just everywhere. And so it's so hard to keep track of everyone.
And like, for some reason, for like half of the movie, I thought that Ben Affleck's character was called Bear, but no, that was
the
guy
He's
from
AJ,
Mission Impossible. Yeah, like he's AJ.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I don't know. Anyway.
Bear's the big guy. He's a big bear.
Yeah, he's the guy from, he's Kingpin in Daredevil. He's cool.
He's Michael Bay's black guy, so he can make funny, loud jokes, you know?
That's true. He doesn't do that many in this movie, though.
No, he's pretty good. I actually liked Bear in this. He was sick.
Anyway, the plot for Deep Impact, I think, is pretty good. I liked it. As far as a disaster movie goes, they're all the same and kind of boring. But Deep Impact, compared to Armageddon, had a much better plot.
Oh, yeah. Much more thought out. It was like, okay, the US government would know that a meteor's coming, right?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't tell anyone because they wouldn't want a panic to settle in, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. They fuck it up a bit, but a reporter comes in and a reporter finds out about it and is like, I'm going to spoil this shit unless you allow me to be, you know, the reporter for this. They do that, and now she's reporting on it. And she, at the end, like, she sacrifices herself. Elijah Wood tries to use his fame to get, his girlfriend
to
come with him.
To save her, and there's, like, a drama there where her family aren't allowed to be into the, to come along. Yeah,
but the family aren't allowed to come with her, so she decides to stay, and then he's like, I'm gonna stay, but then they live at the end anyway.
They very nearly die, though.
I like the part where one kid's like, you're gonna have lots of sex.
That was dumb. I think the comedy in Deep Impact is not very good. We'll get to that later.
Here's the thing, though. It's very Michael Bay. In Deep Impact, they have a couple of things, and I was like, oh, that was very Michael Bay. And then I watched a Michael Bay movie after. I'm like, what the fuck? Because we had that Jeep explosion at the start of the film.
Yeah, that was so dumb for no reason. Why did that happen?
It's like a Michael Bay thing, where it's like a Jeep tipped over, and then it just explodes violently, right? And then he had the sex joke, and I'm like, this is very Michael Bay. And then I watched a film that was way more Michael Bay, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, Deep Impact is a good level of Michael Bay, I think.
Absolutely.
Anyway, plot-wise, out of 5, 3.5 maybe for Deep Impact?
Yeah, I think a 3.5 is good. I was going to make 3.5 or 4. I think the plot is definitely the strongest point of Deep Impact.
I agree. I care the most. The characters I don't really care about, but we'll get to that in the next category. But yeah, I think plot is good. And also, like, the stakes are better.
Yeah.
Because people are acting realistically about the impending doom.
Yeah, they're fucking panicking.
Yeah, whereas in Armageddon, they're like, America, yippee, we're all gonna live. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Why are the rockets in Armageddon called freedom and independence? I hate
this. It's made for a certain audience. Ba 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 da.
Like, just from the start, we'll get into it now. The next category is characters. From the start of the movie, you've got Bruce Willis sending golf balls over to a Greenpeace boat because they're protesting his fracking. And I'm like, this is the good guy?
That's the good guy in the film, because Michael Bay thinks that the working man, but he's also a psychopath with a gun as well. Does that make it better, Sandro?
Not
where he tries to shoot someone he claims that he loves.
He loves Ben Affleck, and then it's like family, and then it's like the U.S. military is the best.
Yep.
But they're also not sometimes.
Yep.
But I'm sure that they have their reasons. They're pretty cool. I like them.
That's what the movie wants you to think.
Like, we did The Rock recently on Patreon, and that was obviously funded by the military. But this one is somehow so much worse.
Yeah, I think The Rock was a good movie, though. Like,
it had, it was a better movie, definitely.
I enjoyed The Rock. It's very, not Michael Bay-y. Whereas this one's aggressively Michael Bay, where you've got the dad who doesn't like the son, and the son who's trying to bang the daughter, and the daughter who's like, I'm actually independent, dad, but also I love you, dad. Because you can't have the daughter and the dad have a bad relationship in your movie.
Yeah.
They still have to like each other for no fucking reason.
Exactly.
And then, all the other dudes are like, yeah, your daughter's hot, but also wear her dad's as well. I don't...
We've known her since she was...
What has this got to do with a fucking meteor? What has this got to do with a fucking meteor?
So let's go through every character in Armageddon.
Oh my god, do we have to?
Yes, we do have to. So Bruce Willis is there, and he's like... I'm a dad, and I got a gun.
Yep.
Bruce Willis in this movie, he doesn't do anything. Did you notice that? Even when they're on the meteor, he doesn't actually do anything. He just tells people what to do.
Well, that's his job. That's
guess.
his job to tell people what to do,
But he's the main character, so it's not... At least in Transformers, Shia LaBeouf is running around the city with the Unicron or whatever.
He gives the speech to the agent who betrays him for no reason.
Oh god, I hated that speech so much.
And then the agent is like, all right, you're actually cool. I'll do what you say.
I'm like, I don't want to kick Bruce Willis's acting. I think he can be good in movies. Definitely not recently, but also, he's just doing stuff for a paycheck. But he was good. It's the 90s. He's good at this point. He's a good actor at this point, and I don't like him in this movie. I think he's boring.
Oh.
And I don't care.
I liked Boring. Boring wasn't stupid, although I hated his dad plot. His dad plot was really stupid. I hated that. I was fine with his ending. I hated the dad plot.
Oh, yeah, he kills himself at the end.
Actually, the ending is I always loved you as a son, which was stupid.
Yeah. Do it for your daughter. Don't do it for him. Speaking of him, that's Ben Affleck.
Just have your guy, have conflict in your film. You could just have the guy he doesn't like AJ, right? You could just have him not like AJ, and he's like, I know I hated you and you hated me, but someone's got to take care of my daughter. Even though I fucking think you're scum on earth, right? I'm still saving you. Like, that would be more endearing than I actually always loved you. Like, it would be more endearing if he sacrificed himself for someone he didn't like, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? It had more. It would have a deeper impact.
I think with Michael Bay movies, though, he doesn't have conflict in his movies. He has dick measuring. He's got men being like, I'm more manly. Like, that's all his conflict in all of his movies. He never actually has conflict in his movies. Like, character conflict. Never. He never does. I hate it. Anyway, Ben Affleck's in this, and he plays the young guy who might have some good ideas sometimes. He's got a weird B plot where he's stuck on the meteor, and he's got to turn his rover into a spaceship or some shit. I don't fucking care.
No, you gotta make shit the rover so it can get over to the other ship, so they can help out. So at the very end, they could do like the 12th fake out that the mission's over sort of thing.
Yeah.
There were so many things like, this screwed up, so the mission's over. Nope, we can do this. And it's like, this happened, so the mission's over. It's like, there was just disaster after disaster after disaster. I was getting exhausted at all the problems these guys were having constantly.
Which makes you not care, right? Like, you don't care at that point.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, I found it hard to care about Deep Impact.
Yeah.
Let alone Armageddon.
Exactly, I agree.
You know? Yeah. As you said, disaster films, I'm more pro disaster films, and even I was like, I am kind of bored.
Yeah, for
with
sure.
These. They're both very long. Deep Impact's very long.
It did drag a little bit.
Yeah.
Which did, make it feel quite long. So Ben Affleck's got a love story with Liv Tyler. They're making out on a Christmas thing while her dad's song plays.
Yep.
Every time there's a romance scene with Liv Tyler, including the wedding at the end, the scene takes place against a song by Aerosmith. Liv Tyler is the daughter of the lead singer of Aerosmith. Why are we having love scenes that are soundtracked by her dad? I hate this.
Why not?
This is weird.
Why not?
Yeah, but Ben Affleck's putting animal crackers in her pants and being like, oh, dude, which way do I go? And then her dad's singing in the background. And I'm like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
I don't like this.
She's just kind of angry with her dad, and then she loves her dad. That's all that her character does. Oh, and then she bangs Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
That's the, 3 things that she does. I liked at the start where she was, being a business lady with, the, foreign investors, but then also, screaming at her dad at the same time. I thought that was stupid.
I agree.
And funny. But yeah, she doesn't do anything for the rest of the film. And then they have that, weird, flashback explosion, dramatic explosion for when...
Oh, when Bruce Willis dies, he sees
when he dies,
visions of her.
He sees his vision of his daughter.
Which I was like, Michael Bay, this is your one chance for a really cool explosion, and we're just getting dumb character stuff. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Who else is in this movie? Will Patton plays Bruce Willis's old friend,
This is going to take a while.
So this character, his whole thing is that he's got a kid, but he's not allowed to see his kid.
Oh my
due to,
God.
A court-mandated you can't be near your kid thing. Which means one of 2 things.
Yep.
Either he's a
sex pest.
He's a sex pest, or he's a domestic abuser.
Yep.
Which means he beat up his wife, which means it's very fair that he can't go near his kid. So then why do they try and make this an emotional story where he's like, I gotta see my kid, man? I'm like, but with all the information that we've been given, it makes this character worse. I don't like this character
bad
because
I don't know why. It's he gets to see his kid again. I'm like, oh, should he be allowed? Yeah,
I feel like this is a bad thing. Why is he hugging his kid at the end of the movie? I hate this. He's good in this movie. He's probably one of my 2 favorite characters in the movie.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because I just like the actor, but
yeah.
Don't give him that backstory because it makes him a worse guy.
Yeah, no, it was weird. It's like, maybe it's like he got unjustly.
Maybe.
Like, maybe the wife just went a little crazy. Like,
well, then at least say that.
Well, the Michael Bay is like, oh, wife bad, I'm husband good.
Oh, true. We do get that random guy at the start of the movie who's yelling at his wife.
Yeah. That's like the scientist that spots something, right? The scientist is supposed to be, instead of dying in a car crash in the other movie, this one is like, I'm yelling at my wife, and then I'm naming the meteor that's going to crash into Earth after my wife because it's going to destroy everything.
Because I hate my wife, yeah.
Because I hate my wife. And I'm oh my God.
I hate that.
The problem with Michael Bay movies is they're so pro-masculinity. Like, it like hates femininity.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
I hate it.
It's uncomfortable.
I don't like it. Steve Buscemi is a pedophile, but it's fine because it's funny.
Whoa! What?
Yeah. So just like The Rock, which again we did on Patreon recently, just like The Rock, this movie is produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, who also did Con Air, in which Steve Buscemi plays Hannibal. So I think that in all of this guy's movies, he just casts Steve Buscemi as the worst guy on the crew.
Yeah, I think someone just doesn't like Buscemi.
Well, like, as far as a guy goes, he's the best person out of everyone in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's fine.
Shut up. His character arc is, I'm a genius. I'm a literal genius. He's a literal genius. But I don't care. I just want to bang hot chicks.
Underage. Sometimes.
Well, no. Here's the thing. The problem is he doesn't know if they're underage or not. And he keeps forgetting to check. So the joke is that he keeps asking people their age. Because he keeps getting, like, not arrested, but, like, contacted by the military because people need to get a crew together, right?
Yeah.
But the constant joke is that he's like banging underage chicks, and it's like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
God fucking damn it.
He's very funny in this movie, though, aside from at the end where he gets space dementia.
He gets like space sickness and is like, actually, I'm crazy now. And it's like, why?
Very funny. Who else is in this movie? Owen Wilson is in this movie for a second. He doesn't do anything memorable or say anything memorable, but he's there.
No, he does not. He has like, I think he's the one that's like, we're all her dads, man.
Yeah.
And that's it.
When he's introduced, he's wearing a cowboy hat, and that was kind of funny.
Yeah, and he has a lot of overdue parking tickets.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's right.
That's about it. And he doesn't do anything in the film, though. He does nothing.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton is the man on the ground. He's the one who recruits all of them. He can be a good actor, but he has to deliver all of the exposition in this scene. And I don't know if you had a problem with this, but he talks boring. And so I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, yeah. No. I zoned out. I zoned out when they did any exposition. It didn't matter the actor. It was just like some boring exposition, right?
Well, because with Michael Bay movies, no one ever shuts up. There's no moments of silence ever in a Michael Bay movie. So when there is exposition, not only is it constant talking, but it's also a lot of information at once. So your brain just kind of shuts down and doesn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other characters to mention. I can't be bothered mentioning anyone else. That random Russian guy is annoying. I don't know why he joins the team.
No, that whole scene should have just not been in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Them docking with the thing, them picking up that guy, them going, like, you could cut all that out, including the Russian guy, and the film would be exactly the same. The Russian guy does one thing in the movie, which is hit the generator of the ship to get it started.
Yep.
That's it. That's the only thing that guy does at any point.
Do you think that the guy who played the Russian guy was actually Russian?
No, absolutely not.
That's correct. He's Swedish.
Yeah.
I thought he was doing a Borat accent for most of the movie. I was like, what's going on here?
I thought it was just a regular-ass white dude doing a bad impression.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was a dumb subplot. Because they dock into a space station, an old Russian space station, and it's like, oh, there's a a Russian astronaut up
crazy
there.
Russian guy.
But he's kind of crazy because he's been up there a while and he's Russian, so he's different. Therefore, he must be crazy, right?
Exactly.
It's like, no, he's just a dude. He's just a guy. And then they, like, dock with the thing, and then the whole thing, like, explodes. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Nobody died in the scene, right? So it's literally just padding. None of that plot mattered. I didn't care. I wanted them to deal with the meteor, not this stupid fucking bullshit.
And it goes on for like half an hour too. And I'm like,
it's so long.
You can just skip
Why?
it. It doesn't matter.
Fuck you, Michael Bay.
There's the colonel who they sent to space to, and he's got a gun or whatever. And there's some stuff. I don't care. There's the woman, and it's the one middle-aged woman on the crew. And she's blonde, because it's Michael Bay. Keith David's in it, which is funny, because he's the president in Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I was going to mention that as well, because I heard his voice, and I was like, wait a minute, I've heard that voice. Where's that voice from?
He's in Mass Effect, he's in Halo, he's a great voice actor.
I had to mind palace his voice, because I was like, where is this from? Where is this from? Oh, he's the president in Rick and Morty.
Yep.
He's quite good in that as well.
He's in Adventure Time. He plays Spawn in the animated Spawn TV show.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty pog.
He's great. I love Keith David.
Yeah, he's really good.
It's so funny that he's in this.
Yeah.
What do you think? Characters out of 5. I don't care about any of them. So, aside from maybe Steve Buscemi, he's funny.
Oh...
It doesn't get very high. Like, to the point where characters were dying and I couldn't remember who was still alive.
Yeah. Again, as I said, Owen Wilson dies at some point, and I'm like, I'm confused. I don't know who's dead. There's that one other dude that's, like, throughout the film, he's, like, crazy dude. He's part of the squad, right? He's the guy who goes to the strip club as well, and he's like, I love being an astronaut.
Wasn't that Steve Buscemi?
Like
or was there another one?
No, Steve Buscemi and him go to the strip club. It's like Max.
Oh.
The guy who plays Max.
Oh, yeah. I liked how Steve Buscemi was trying to kill himself in space because he owed someone money from the strip club.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah.
There is a random guy called Max in this movie. Who the fuck was this?
He doesn't do anything in the film either. He just dies piloting the machine, I think.
And there's the fat guy who is there.
I'm gonna give this a 1 because we spent so much time on characters in these films. Like, literally, like, 2 hours of the movie, almost, are spent just on characters, and I hate the characters. So, 1. I'm giving it a 1.
I'm happy with that. Yeehaw! Sally McSella here, back with another ad, and this is a really, really sad one, because over on Patreon, Sandro and Zach from Oldie But Goodie, they've been doing the Cage-orama Season 3. 3 months of nothing but Nicolas Cage movie reviews, and they're done! They finished it! The last review is out. It's on Michael Bay's The Rock. Here's a clip. I'm really sad. I mean, first impressions, Zach, it's Patreon, so just impressions. You've seen this before.
Yeah, because it isn't first impressions, because I've seen this before. I've seen this a few times, actually.
You've got it on DVD.
I do, somewhere. I don't even know where it is anymore, but I once had a copy of this on DVD that I bought from an op shop for like $2.
Yeah.
It was a great buy for $2.
That's pretty good. But was it just on its own, or was it with another movie?
No, I think there was another movie, but I can't remember what other movie.
Okay.
Oh, no, I got Highlander as well.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's a good double for by Sean Connery.
Yeah,
Right? He's in Highlander, right?
I don't think so.
Oh. I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that sure does sound like a great episode, though. I'm over my little cry. I heard the clip there, and then I remembered that there's a huge back catalog of episodes on Patreon that I can go listen to right now if I want to listen to more content like that. So, patreon.com/Oldie But Goodie Pod. Get those bonus episodes. All 6 Cage-orama Season 3 episodes are out right now. And so are the first 2. See, so much. Also, patreon.com/Oldie But Goodie Pod. You can get ad-free and early episodes too. So if you don't want to hear me crying next week, then go do that. Characters in Deep Impact. We got so many. We got the journalist, and she's like, I'm doing journalist stuff. But
I like her.
But her mom is sick, and her dad is divorced.
I didn't like that plot. It was dumb.
I agree.
Yep.
But I like how she died with her dad at the end.
Yeah.
I like that. You got Elijah Wood. He's a teenager. He's going to have a lot of sex.
Yeah, Elijah Wood. He gets lots of sex, which is good.
Who else is in the movie? There's the space astronauts, but one of them's old.
Oh, yeah, they have this whole thing, because, like, they don't really go into the characters of the astronauts. They just have two. They have the group of them, and then the old astronaut. And the only reason the old astronaut's there is because he's been on the moon, right? And so he's like, oh, yeah, look, you guys don't know me, you guys don't like me, but, you know, once we're up there, you gotta follow what I do. And they're like, fuck you. And then one guy gets, like, blinded because they have an accident and, like, he looks at the sun for a bit, so he gets blind. And then the old guy reads Moby Dick to him, which is quite funny. And then they get along now.
Yep.
I was like, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
I agree.
That scene was a better scene than all the character building in Armageddon combined, you know?
Oh, yeah, and one of the men on the crew is Jon Favreau, who, he's Happy Hogan in the MCU, and he also directed Iron Man. So I'm what's he doing in this?
I love Jon Favreau. He's great.
It was so weird when I saw him, though. I was like, what is he in this for?
Yeah,
Why is he here?
I think he dies, doesn't he?
Yeah, he died. I think he's he's like the first one who dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything in the movie. He's just kind of there.
He's technically part of the astronaut crew, which is important, but it's not as, like, important as it is in Armageddon.
And then there's Morgan Freeman is the president, and he's good because he has a president's speech, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a great president. I like him as a president because he, like, does these announcements like, hey, yeah, by the way, there's a meteor hitting us, guys.
And he's not even, like, a good president. He's kind of like a bad president in this. Like, he's not a great president.
Yeah, but it's realistic.
Yeah, exactly. I liked that.
No, I think he is a good president, but he, you know, does shady stuff. Like, he makes deals with the press, which makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. He has to deal with this press lady who's found out about the end of the world, right?
Yeah. So
he's like, all right, I'll make a deal with you. If you don't break the story, we'll let you, like, lead the questions for the interview, sort of thing. And so she's like, she agrees to that because that helps her career and puts her on the forefront.
Exactly.
Because there was, like, those three different plots. There was the Elijah Wood plot. He represents the people.
Yeah, he's like the ground level plot.
Yeah, the everyday man. Yeah. Right?
And that, like, and his plot was okay. It wasn't great, but it was, like, I didn't care whether he lived or died, but I was like, I'm enjoying this.
No, but I liked the idea about it because it showed you the perspective of the people on the ground. Unlike Armageddon, which completely ignored the people on the ground. Like, people panicking in the streets and stuff like that. His thing was like, okay, there's only limited amount of spots for people to stay in the bunkers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use my new fame to try and save the people I love. Which made sense, right? And then Lily is, like, his love interest, and she's like, I don't want to leave my family behind. I'm actually not going to come with you. And then Elijah Wood's like, you know what? I'm not going with my family. I'm gonna go with Lily.
Yeah,
I love her. You know, they married.
And then he goes and picks her up on his bike, and then they got to go through the streets as there's a giant wave or something. Yeah, that's cool. And then there's the space plot, which is kind of like a half-hour section of the movie where it goes wrong, but then they come back at the end to save the day, and I was like, that's cool. I liked that. You know.
Yeah. And then you got the third plot, which is the reporter plot.
Yeah, the journalist plot, which I loved the start. I like the first half hour is her trying to figure out what's going on. I thought that was so good. I really, really, really enjoyed that opening.
Yeah, it was very compelling. There's the whole, like, thing with her dad and her mom, and it's a bit like, yeah, no.
I don't care about any of that.
You don't really care about that, but it's there.
It's in fine. The movie. And unlike Armageddon, which does do the trope that I hate all disaster movies for, Deep Impact does not have a dad who's just trying to get back home to his kids.
Yeah.
It isn't in the movie, and I'm like, yes!
Yeah.
That's all I want from a disaster movie.
There is a dad plot point, but it's only one of the plot points, right?
True,
It's this whole, like, there's one dad over here. this has like a trifecta of, here's the everyday man, here's a kid. How does this kid react in this situation? How does this adult react in this situation? How does a mum react in this? How does a dad, whereas Michael Bay, it's like, how does all these men, these dads, maybe this one girl,
they all got to get back to all of their kids.
It's like, yeah, they all do. I'm sure Steve Buscemi has some illegitimate children out there that he needs to get back to. Yeah.
And, like, with Deep Impact 2, I liked how, I didn't care about the journalist's parents' storyline, but I did, like, it was kind of like an oof when her dad has left her mum and is now married to someone a lot younger than him.
Yeah,
once they start doing the who gets to go in the bunker thing, they announce that anyone over 50 is not going to be allowed to go into the bunker, and his wife is like 30 and he's like 60 or some shit, and so she leaves him so that she has a chance to go into the bunker. I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's pretty real. I'm like, yeah, that's a good plot point, because it's like, it doesn't like exaggerate. It doesn't go like, oh, there's good people and bad people. No, there's lots of shades of gray, It's like, when shit hits the fan, people are gonna leave. They're like, it's very real. I like it.
I think it's probably not super high out of 5 for characters, but it's high enough, like a 3 maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say a 3 as well. 3 is exactly where I'd put this.
All right, let's continue our facts. Then the next categories won't take that long because that was a big one because Armageddon's got too many fucking characters.
Yeah. We've talked about the movie a lot. Yeah.
Threat of disaster is the next category, Zach.
So Armageddon starts with New York being blown up.
Yes. So we don't care from that point onwards. But Armageddon also doesn't take the threat seriously.
No, it doesn't.
They've got 18 days to do this mission.
Yeah.
At least in Deep Impact, it takes place over like 3 years.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, Deep Impact feels more realistic because they know the disaster's going to happen early on, and so they start building towards it. Whereas Armageddon, it's like, oh, suddenly the meteor's here. Oh, quick, we got to do everything quickly. Oh, we got 18 days to assemble a crew and get them up there. It's all go, 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 and it doesn't slow down. The only time it slow down is for the dumb fucking romance scenes.
Yeah, or where they're making out to her dad's music.
And it's like, there's a meteor coming. Why do we care about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It downplays the meteor constantly until we're on the meteor and then we're fighting the meteor.
Just dumb. I don't care. I don't care about anything that's happening in Armageddon. I don't care if they live.
Sandro, this is sounding a lot more like feelings rather than facts.
That's a good point
from you. I hate to criticize, but we are trying to be science here.
Also, I loved how Armageddon, it started off with a voiceover from Charlton Heston being like, 1 million years ago, dinosaurs got blown up by a meteor.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
It could happen again. It's just a matter of time. I was like,
yeah.
What?
That was funny. I would have been cooler with that if it was just a lot slower, the movie.
Yeah.
For a 2.5-hour movie, it just skips over points. It's really fast, which is crazy because it's 2.5 hours and feels really slow.
So
it's like,
long.
It's bizarre.
I'm going to give... I don't know. What do you think for the threat of disaster for Armageddon? We don't really care. There's no reason to care.
Yeah. It's definitely a meteor strike, so there's definitely something, to be said, right? It tries to make you care about a lot of the characters. It at least tries. It has a lot of focus, yeah.
But here's the thing, though. With Armageddon, yes, the meteor is going to destroy the Earth, and yes, we do see smaller meteors destroying all of Paris and stuff like that, but... they don't establish any characters who are gonna be destroyed by the meteor. Everyone who is established is in space and will die in space.
Yes, yeah. No, Liv Taylor. That's the only character on the ground that we have any, knowledge of.
Yeah.
That's on the ground.
That's yeah, I guess.
So Sandro, do you care about Liv Taylor?
No.
All right, well... That's it. That's it, folks. Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead.
That's literally. It's like it is Terry Stamper and Grace Stamper. And Grace Stamper's the only one we really know about. Oh, you don't care about her? Well, I guess you don't care if the meteor hits the Earth.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't care if the president dies. I don't like him in this movie. I don't like any of the military men. They all suck.
It's true.
So,
Oh, Jason Isaacs in this film.
Oh, he's cool. I like him.
Yeah, he's the scientist guy. And I was like, oh, hey. Anyway, 1.
Yeah.
Give it 1.
I agree. I don't care.
For a movie about a meteor hitting the Earth, it does not make me care about. It does everything possible, everything it can possibly to make me not care about the meteor. I care about a meteor hitting Earth in real life, me as a person.
Yes.
But this film makes it as hard as physically possible for me to care about this meteor hitting Earth.
What about all the scenes where it's like, have a look at America, have a look at all this B-roll of, it's a town with the Kennedy thing on it. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All of Shanghai got blown up.
Oh my god. I hate it. It kept going to like Bangladesh or something. I was like, why? It's so cheesy.
I think that was B-roll from a different movie as well.
Yeah. No, it's just B-roll of something. But it's so bad. I was like, no.
I loved when they destroyed France. That was my favorite part.
That's the only good thing that happens in this film.
All right, threat of disaster for Deep Impact. I care a lot more. I actually was like, oh my gosh, are they going to lose? Like, in the movie, I was like, do they all die?
Yeah, because they could have that eventuality, because some people lived in the bunkers, right?
Yeah.
The ending of I would have given this credit if, like, maybe half the meteor's destroyed, so there's, like, a half impact, and there's, like, a semi-post-apocalypse. I mean, there is, because, like, the White House gets destroyed, and that means
a lot of America gets fucked in Deep Impact.
Yeah.
Like, half the country is not there anymore.
It's a half victory.
Yeah.
And that feels right, you know?
I agree. I was like, I like that a lot of the Earth got destroyed in Deep Impact. I don't like that like 1 million people died, like 1 million plus.
Sandro's pro million people dying.
But I'm like, it makes the disaster a disaster.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Absolutely. Well, what this film did is not make you not like the meteor, right?
Yeah.
Like, none of that sentence made any sense, but...
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
But I'm like, if you're watching a disaster movie, like, The Day When the Earth Stood Still or whatever, the one where the Earth is, like, gets, like, frozen or some shit. Like, if you're watching a disaster movie, you want to see the disaster, and you want to care about the disaster.
There is a disaster in Deep Impact.
There is.
In Armageddon, the disaster is it was made.
Exactly.
So, you know.
I care so much more about the threat of disaster in Deep Impact. I'm like, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah. 3.5?
I agree.
Yeah. I think 3.5.
The next category is destruction. Zach, destruction in Armageddon. How many things blow up, and did you like how they blew up? There's a lot of destruction in Armageddon.
There is. We open, essentially, with it. Like, New York takes meteors.
A dog almost dies.
Yep, that was the thing. Oh my god, yeah, because there's a black guy, and he has a dog, and they're being funny, but oh no, New York's getting destroyed. Oh... I hated how many things just got randomly destroyed. There was a lot of explosions at the start. There's that whole stupid thing with the Russian satellite. There's all their equipment failing constantly.
Yep.
They nearly get blown up by the nuke because the government's like, they failed, so let's just blow them up. And it's like, why?
Yeah, the president's like, the secondary, we just detonate the nuke, and I'm like, it won't do anything. It's not gonna blow anything up.
Well, have it on a timer, right?
Yeah.
And have it blow up at the last possible moment always, right?
Exactly. Why does it need
then
to
you've
go
minimum got something. Why does it have to go up earlier?
It was because they would have lost the ability to turn the nuke on.
It's so stupid. It's dumb. The distraction was alright. There was some explosions. There was some meteors. I did like when they were on the meteor.
It looked pretty, like, the set was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah, the set was really cool.
I liked that it was practical and not CGI.
Yeah. I liked the, like, rover crashing through rocks and stuff, them being thrown around.
That was fun.
There's a lot. Deep Impact does have less of that.
But the scene of destruction is so much better.
Yeah.
Because it's like all of New York, there's like a giant wave and it's like crashing over New York, and like the Twin Towers are like there as the tall buildings, and then the water's like rushing past it. It just looks so much better. And also it's shot from the ground level, whereas Armageddon is like, you're up in space, you get a bird's eye view of all the destruction, look how cool this looks. Whereas in Deep Impact it's like, hey, this would be pretty scary.
Yeah, you could have been one of these people destroyed by this wave, and it's like, oh, shit.
Which makes it hit harder.
Yeah, well, that's again goes back to the other thing, where it's like, you don't actually care about Earth in Armageddon. You care about space, because it focuses on space, whereas Deep Impact, like, focuses mostly on Earth, and what would happen to it, which makes sense. So, for destruction, that's the thing, though. Armageddon, like, it did have decent effects. Like, that... It's like its one saving grace is like the meteor and stuff. The things that happen on there is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
The rest of it's stupid, like the oil rig malfunctioning at the start of the film.
Oh, the opening. Fucking hell. Yeah.
Like that counts, I don't know, like a 3 for Armageddon?
Yeah. It's a Michael Bay movie, so it's good, but I also am like, what? I don't care. But
look, we have to put your feelings aside. Even I have, this is about the scientific facts. I'm thinking 3.5, honestly.
I think I'll go with 3, I think, for Armageddon, yeah.
Okay.
And then for Deep Impact, there's not much, so maybe like a 2, 2.5. The one scene at the end where part of the comet does hit and it destroys America, Europe, and Africa. Like, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It looked really good.
2.5.
Yeah.
I don't have any problems with... Look, that Jeep explosion was really dumb.
That was dumb. That was the only moment in the movie where I was like, this feels like Steven Spielberg directed it, even though he was only a producer, because like that opening was so like Jurassic Park.
It was. Yeah. It's very funny. Oh, it is very Jurassic Park, because it's like the scientist guy having to pack up quickly and leave, and then something goes wrong and he dies. Yeah. That is very Jurassic Park.
Next category is, I don't know. What's a category?
Do we have no more categories?
We got a couple more categories. I had CGI written down, but it's not really that important.
That I feel like that goes into the last category we just did.
Yeah,
the explosions and other things.
We could go into like the jokes, the humor of the movies.
Oh, good lord!
Because Armageddon is kind of funny. I do have some quotes from Armageddon.
Yeah. Look. That it's so bad it's good in Armageddon. There's a lot of so bad it's good quotes.
I liked, there's a part where, like, the drill that they're gonna use was one designed by Bruce Willis, and he's like, I never sold the patent to the military, and the guy's like, we're going out of space. Patents don't apply in outer space. So dumb. I liked the moment where he goes to recruit Ben Affleck, and Ben Affleck's like, I knew you'd come around, we're good friends or whatever, and then the Bruce Willis is like, no, son, there's not a job on the planet I want you to work with me on, but we're not going to be on the planet.
Yeah, he doesn't say that last bit. No. Yeah, he just walks away and you're like, Yeah, no, actually, you are right. This is probably the best part of Armageddon, is their dumb lines.
Like, Steve Buscemi being himself is very funny.
Steve Buscemi is just very funny.
He's funny. I liked when he gets space dementia. Even the line where they're like, oh my god, he's got space dementia. It was amazing.
It's stupid. It's great. I liked the whole, like, my crew will do it. They just have a few demands.
That
and then
was
that whole scene
funny.
Where it's like, this guy has lots of parking tickets. Guy wants a tour of the White House, but he spelled house wrong, so it's White Horse or something.
They want to know who killed JFK.
They want to know who killed JFK. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
And then it ends with them being like, and none of my men ever want to pay taxes again.
So stupid.
Which, I mean, most of them are dead, so yeah, they don't have to pay taxes again, so that's pretty good.
They don't have to pay taxes if they're dead. Well, there is a tax off dead people's stuff, so maybe there wasn't that one for them.
What about the line where they're trying to override the bomb that's going to go off, and then one of the men on Earth is like, sir, the override, it's been overridden. It's very funny.
It's very stupid. It's very dumb.
I don't know if it's intentional, but it's funny.
No, it's very so bad it's good. Like the whole like speech that Bruce Willis does to get the Will Colonel Sharp or whatever his name is, and then he's like at the end he's like, I want to shake the hand of the daughter of the bravest man I've ever known. It's like, shut up. You nearly killed the man. You nearly got them all killed.
So dumb.
Oh, so dumb. Oh, and when they're like sitting at the control panel and they're like, we're gonna turn around because we need to stop the meteor. And it's like, no, trust. Harry's got this. We all believe in Harry. It's so stupid.
Again, the moment where Ben Affleck has to turn his car into like a flying car using the gravity or whatever. That was funny.
I liked the lead up to that scene. 3.5.
3.5? I agree. Like, this movie is pretty funny. Like, it's a funny movie.
Yeah. It's definitely the best bit of the movie.
Although there's one quote that I wrote down that I will bring up because I had an issue with it. One of the men, I think it is the general who has the gun and stuff and then is like, I want to shake the hand of the Bray or whatever. Like, he's like, Bruce Willis, you and your men are the biggest mistake ever that NASA's made. And I was like, no, I think the Nazis probably were.
Whoa.
I think all the Nazis were the biggest mistake NASA ever made.
4 out of 5.
Really?
No.
Okay. 3.5. Is Deep Impact funny? I'm gonna get my notes up. I don't think there's any jokes in it.
Well, yeah. I don't know if it's funny per se.
I think the start of Deep Impact is funny, where she's like, she thinks that they're talking, like, the one person has resigned, and she's like, who is Ellie? Like, who is Ellie? And is, like, thinking that they've resigned because of, like, a mistress in the White House or whatever, but then turns out it's actually ELE, which means extinction level event, and that was kind of funny.
Yeah. There's like, yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
I think it is a little funny. I think there's a lot of, like, good character moments where it's funny. But it's a lot more serious because it's not a comedy film. It's a sci-fi action film, right? Like, it's not meant to be funny.
Like, all of the jokes with Elijah Wood weren't great because, like, oh my god, he's gonna have so much sex or whatever. I'm like, okay.
That was funny. That was hilarious. That was great.
You liked that?
That was
okay.
I was not expecting the kid to go up, you're gonna have so much sex.
So stupid.
It's very dumb. I found it funny, though.
Oh, I liked how at the end, all of the astronauts who are going to kill themselves to save everyone, they're like, but look on the bright side, we're all going to have high schools named after us. That was very funny.
Yeah, that's true. That's good. I liked the thing where the guy read Moby Dick to the guy. That was very funny.
That was very funny.
Oh, there was a few funny moments in this, actually. I think that was good.
It's not super high, but, you know, like a 2 or a 2.5.
I'll give it a 2.5. I'll give it a 2.5. You know, it's funny enough. But it's not meant to be funny.
Exactly.
It's you know, it's meant to be very human.
Whereas Armageddon has nothing else going for it, so the humor being good is a plus. All right, Zach, do you have another random category that you'd like to throw in before we get to the big two, the big main two that are very important?
Because I'm thinking our previous episode's bug lives, right?
Yeah.
We did like family friendliness, right?
I want to do family friendliness. That's funny. Let's do that.
It's very dumb for these films because they're not meant to be family. Armageddon gets like a 0 then, I guess.
It does. But here's the thing. In terms of the classification, Armageddon actually has a lower rating than Deep Impact.
Really?
Because in Armageddon, it's only got swearing. That's the only thing in it that's actually more for adults. Like, Deep Impact is, I guess, more existential.
Yeah.
Which means it's less for kids, kinda?
Yeah, well, it's more realistic, so it's more inducing of dread in an adult of like a realistic scenario that could play out. It's meant for adults. That doesn't mean it's bad for kids. I'm just saying it's not a family film, whereas Armageddon does have like it's made by fucking Transformer Boy. It's made by a adult child.
It's true.
So it would appeal to children more because the jokes are so childish and the humor is a child's.
It's very like teenage boy sort of
absolutely
movie.
So I guess it rates highly here.
I guess like a 3.
Yeah, 3.
But also like there's a lot of there aren't even any jokes in Armageddon that haven't aged that. Like, the Steve Buscemi stuff is, like, implied. Yeah. So as a teen, you're probably not going to get it.
Well, that's the thing, right? He keeps asking about people's ages.
Yeah.
He does go... There is a scene with strippers.
But Transformers is so much more sexy than anything going on in that scene, though.
I don't know. There's like literal strippers with no clothes on, like
I guess
barely any clothes on, and Liv Taylor has barely any clothes on at one stage.
She's just wearing a lot of cultural appropriation shit. She's wearing kimonos with a chopstick in her hair. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm just saying that's gonna lower my rating because they went into a strip club.
But that scene is like a minute long, and you could easily skip it.
It's true, but if I'm rating your film, there should be parts of your film I need to skip for it to be family friendly, right? That's negative points in my book.
Family friendliness for Armageddon, probably like a 2.5 then.
Well, I was going to rate your rating without the strippers in it.
Without them in it?
Which would be like a 3 or 3.5, right?
I think a 3 or 3.5. It's not like family friendly because I don't think if your kid's under like 12, they're not going to get... Don't show them this.
You should show neither of these to your family. And then lower it by a point because of the stripper scene. So it's like a 2.5.
So it's a 2.5. I think Deep Impact is lower because why? Although maybe it isn't.
I think it's the same, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Deep Impact would just be boring.
Yeah, a kid would be bored. They wouldn't... There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
But they might be bored with it, right? You know. I'd say 2.5, and that category was essentially pointless.
Completely pointless. All right, yeah, one more random category before we get into the rip-off element of the movie.
Ooh.
What's a random category we can add in?
Honestly, I think we're good for them. Even though, what would that end us up with?
35 points.
What was the other categories of the other ones?
From last week, we had
music, I
main
guess?
character likability, which we've already talked about. The level of this hasn't aged well. We've already kind of talked about that. Animation, we've already talked about that in terms of like the CGI destruction.
Music, maybe?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
All I remember is the Aerosmith.
I can remember neither of the musics.
All I can remember is don't want to close my eyes.
Yeah.
My daughter's making out with Ben Affleck to my music.
And I don't want to miss thing.
They play that song so many times in Armageddon.
Yeah, right? So, Sandro, it would probably get a low rating on music from you, right?
Oh, Armageddon? Yeah, I hated it. I was like, this is bad.
So, what do you want to rate it? Like a 1.5?
I guess. Well, the soundtrack itself was okay, though.
Yeah.
But I also don't really remember anything.
Exactly. I think both of them have a very unmemorable soundtrack.
Yeah.
But Armageddon had that whole weird thing with the dad.
It's true, which I think does lower.
So what we do, like a 3 for Deep Impact, a 2 for Armageddon?
Well, for Deep Impact, the soundtrack for Deep Impact is by James Horner, who's done lots of great soundtracks. I think he did like Gremlins and stuff. So like he's really good.
Oh yeah.
Like he did Land Before Time. He does some good music, but I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, I thought this was demonstrably fine. So I'm thinking like middle of the road, 2.5.
A 2.5 for Deep Impact, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess a 2 for Armageddon.
And a 2 for Armageddon because of that weirdness.
The problem with the music
fine.
in Armageddon was you can never listen to it because it's constant yelling the whole time.
Yeah.
So anyway. Alright, the rip-off scale.
Rip-off scale. Yeah.
So in this movie, we've got Disney ripping off DreamWorks, the opposite from last week.
Yeah. They got revenge for ants.
In terms of how these movies are looked on now, it's kind of the opposite of last week. Because like in last week, the original Bug's Life is the one that everyone likes.
Yeah.
Whereas, everyone doesn't like Ants, the ripoff. In this one, everyone likes Armageddon, which is the ripoff.
Which is weird.
And no one remembers or has seen Deep Impact.
Yeah, which is weird.
I agree. It's really odd.
They have very similar Rotten Tomato score, just like last week as well. They both... Bug's Life and Ants both had 90%, which was wild. And then these ones both have like 40%.
Yeah. Armageddon's 43, Deep Impact's 45.
Yeah.
But the audience score, though, I want to know what the difference between the audience score is going to be.
Oh, yeah. There's probably a deeper impact there. 73, 43. Ooh, audience do not like Deep Impact, but they do like Armageddon.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Because I think Armageddon, because it's very dumb.
Yeah.
Whereas Deep Impact's a lot smarter. I think it's just dumb junk food movie.
For sure.
This is why Michael Bay gets money, because people like this garbage. I still don't understand how the rip-off scale works for our rating system.
I don't know. The higher it is, the better it is. The lower it is, the more of a rip-off it is, I guess.
More of a rip-off. Well, Armageddon is a rip-off, though.
It's more of a rip-off than Ants, I think.
It is more of a rip-off than Ants. Because essentially it's the exact same plot, because they're even drilling, right?
Well, it's the exact same plot, but it's somehow worse because it only focuses on the space portion of Deep Impact, and also they survive.
Yeah.
Which is worse.
So I'm rating this like a 1.5.
I agree. 1.5 for the rip.
Yeah, because it's a big ripoff. And then Deep Impact. Actually, Deep Impact might score really big here, because it feels pretty good. I don't know.
I've got a slight caveat for you. A slight caveat for Deep Impact. It might not be, like, in terms of the ripoff out of these two movies, I think it gets a 5, because it doesn't rip off Armageddon, because it came first, and it was in works since the fucking 70s, so it pretty much predates Armageddon by a couple decades. But I think with Deep Impact, it is derivative of other disaster movies.
Yeah.
And very much so derivative of other disaster movies. Even fucking Independence Day, it's derivative of.
Yeah. Only one movie can have the White House destroyed.
Exactly.
That's the only... Independence Day is the only movie that's allowed to depict that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's barely any destroyed White Houses in, like, millions of films out there.
So I think it's not a full 5, because it's a little bit derivative of other movies.
Yeah. It's definitely getting some negative points there, that's for sure.
But also, it was written in the 70s, so was it derivative then? I don't know.
So I'm saying minimum we drop it 1 point.
Yeah. I think a 4 is good.
4 is good. I'm tempted to give it like 3.5, but I think a 4 is good.
All right, well then I've got to add up these points, Zach, which means you've got to fill for time.
Well, I'll just talk to my split personality over here.
Oh,
what
please.
do you think about Armageddon? Oh, well, I thought Armageddon was great.
Oh my god.
I thought they could have used more Juliet clause in the film, but other than that, you know, at least Steve Buscemi was bringing up problematic ages.
That's true. Every Michael Bay movie needs at least one.
Every Michael Bay movie needs a dad-daughter and a problematic age relationship. Hey, yeah, I liked that about Deep Impact, too. They also had a problematic age relationship.
Who did?
Between the dad and the new wife.
That's true.
I love problematic... You know what? I don't like my split personality anymore.
I think we might have to do something about that in the next little portion.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
What we do here is go back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
With another episode of
Wait, James. They might not know who we are yet.
Oh, right. This is a promo. Well, I'm James.
And I'm Matt.
And together, we're the Bros and Brews podcast.
We're coming at you every week with worldly discussions, an art meets life questions podcast.
What 3 albums would you take to a deserted island?
How comfortable are you with sex and sexuality?
Is it ethical to have children?
What actually makes a great actor?
We use our personal experiences, the craft of acting, and pop culture as a springboard to discuss everything.
From uncomfortable truths, demonized issues, and problems often swept under the rug.
But don't worry, we have fun along the way.
Come join us for our weekly check-in.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace!
All right, are you ready for the points?
Absolutely. Hit me with them.
Out of a possible 35 on 16.5, that's pretty low.
Wow, that is very low.
Is Armageddon.
Yeah, yep, deserved.
And then 24 out of 35 points, which, yeah, it's not too bad. It's like a 3.5, is Deep Impact.
Yeah,
which wins the it wins.
Lower than I thought it was going to be, but I'm not surprised. I think we were both just kind of meh about these disaster films.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I liked Deep Impact.
That was right.
And I could stand Armageddon, but yeah, no, they're both very long.
Yeah.
And it's very, like, yeah.
I didn't mention this. I watched Deep Impact and then I went out shopping or something. I can't remember what I did.
Yeah.
I went out and then I came back home and was like, all right, now I'll watch Armageddon. And I got maybe 6 minutes into it and went, nope, I can't do this tonight. Yeah. And then I had to put it off.
It's so Michael Bay. It's so aggressively Michael Bay.
Like, I actively went, I can't watch this right now. I'm going to get angry. And then I had to watch it a different night.
Yep.
You know a movie's bad when I have to do that.
Yeah. I think if I had watched Deep Impact after Armageddon, I would have appreciated it more instead of hating Armageddon more.
Because you watched Deep Impact first.
Yeah. Deep Impact was a lot smarter than Armageddon, and I think it's the opposite way I watched Bugs Life and Ants, because I watched Ants first. And so I liked Ants more because I watched Bugs Life after it and was like, okay, Bugs Life is better, right? Sort of thing.
Yeah. Whereas if you watched Bugs Life and then Ants, you would have been like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, Ants dumb. Is garbage. Yeah.
It's what? Yeah, for sure. I agree.
No, but now, Sandro, we need to... we're doing the bonus battle.
That's right.
We got to compare the scores of our two different bonus battles. First off, to decide, with science, figure out which of these movies was the best. And I think we all know the answer here was A Bug's Life. Yeah. But how much did it win by again?
So Bug's Life was 31.5 out of 40.
Woo!
Which is still higher than what Deep Impact got, I think.
Yeah. Oh, much... Because that one got 24, right?
24 out of 35, though, not out of 40.
Oh, out of 35. Okay, all right. Yeah. I thought we added another category in, like the music or something.
Oh,
surely
wait.
we got it up to 40, right?
Hang on, you're right. Oh my god, you're right. It is out of 40 all along.
All right. So, wait. So did it get a 24 out of 40?
It got 24 out of 40.
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
Yeah.
I had to watch Armageddon. I'm not operating to my full potential.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Everybody's a little dumber after watching Armageddon.
So that means it goes, Armageddon is the worst in 16.5 out of 40.
Oh, by a large margin. Yeah, that's a big chunk.
Then we've got Ants at 20.5.
That sounds about right.
A Deep Impact at 24.
Yeah, which gets a bit above it, which makes sense.
And then Bugs Life at 31.5.
I'm very happy with that. I think that's how I would rate these films.
I agree. But also with Bugs Life, I think I am pretty clouded by nostalgia. But you hadn't seen it before, so that validates
I had seen it before, and I just liked it a lot. Yeah. I just liked it a lot. I thought it was the better film.
Yeah.
I did like Weaver, though. Sylvester Stallone's Weaver is a very important character in the ethos.
I agree. Sylvester Stallone's Weaver or Steve Buscemi's Pedophile? Which one's better? In terms of the standout characters from the two worst movies.
Ooh, that was a tricky one. I really liked Weaver. Weaver's my new personality. Whereas Steve Buscemi's joke was that he may or may not fuck kids. So I'm gonna go with Weaver.
It's fair.
I like my himbos, not my pedophiles. That's what I'll say.
And in terms of like the rip-off ability as well, I think that Armageddon is a worse rip-off than Deep Impact because Ants it's kind of its own thing. It's doing its own thing.
Yeah. So I think in our bonus battle, objectively, science has calculated it up that animated movies about bugs are better than slightly CGI'd movies about meteors hitting the Earth.
That's right.
Facts done.
I never want to watch an animated bug movie or another meteor movie ever again. I'm done. I'm done with these. I genuinely don't want to do a Michael... I can't watch another Michael Bay movie for at least 3 years now. I'm done with him. I can't.
That was exactly, Sandro. That is exactly how I left the cinema watching like the 5th Transformers movie. I literally was done with Michael Bay.
I remember that. We went and got a kebab afterwards and you were just so angry.
I was so upset. it's a defining moment in my life that I had to abandon the Transformers movies because of Michael Bay.
Well, the new one's animated, so surely it can't be that bad. It doesn't look very good. I'm not going to watch it.
Oh, no!
Anyway, Zach, now it's time for our opinions to be let loose. Is Armageddon an oldie or a goodie? I'm giving it an oldie, obviously.
Oldie! Fuck you, Michael Bay. You dumb shitter. It does. I could see myself watching it again, though.
Oh,
Here's the thing, right? I could, for the stupidness, just putting it on, like, this falls into the Morbius, the Madam Web.
It's so long, though. At least Morbius is an hour and a half.
Yeah. That's the problem with it. I could see myself doing a drinking game with this, but it would have to be like we're doing other things while watching this film. I couldn't watch this film by itself again.
No, I couldn't. I was like scrolling on social media while watching this one. I was not.
Yeah, I would say respect the medium, but don't respect this guy's medium.
Don't. It's a Michael Bay movie. You can do whatever you want.
Deep Impact, though. This is a tricky one.
I'm going to give it a goodie. I liked it. I thought it was good. I think it's just a goodie. Like, it's just kind of peeking over a goodie. It's not a full goodie.
It's very long,
I guess.
I definitely think, like, that's the biggest problem I think I have with it.
I think Deep Impact is, like, more episodic, though, in that you could kind of pause it at different points.
Yeah, that's true. It's got a lot of low ratings, but I don't know if it's deserved. I'll give it a goodie as well. Why not?
All right, 2 oldies and then 2 goodies.
But my split personality gives it an oldie, though.
Well, we don't count that. All right, then, Zach. Well, that's the whole episode.
Yep. Time to pick next week's movie.
Yeah.
Sandro, let's not do 4 movies next week.
I agree with that, actually.
That was a terrible idea.
But 1999 is such a good year of movies. I don't know which one I'm going to pick. There's so many good movies. But first, if you like the show, thank you so much for listening to the Bloody Podcast. Really appreciate you listening. This was a fun 2-parter. We're never doing this again, because it was a bad idea.
Never again. This was a terrible idea, but it was pretty fun.
I enjoyed it. No, I didn't. I had to watch Armageddon.
Oh, dear.
I like how last week's episode is longer than this one, even though those movies were so much shorter.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Probably because we enjoyed them more.
That's true. If you like the show, you can review us on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. That really helps. Share the show. Drop a comment on YouTube, even if you're hating the show. That helps with more people seeing the show on there. We are on everything. The links in the episode description. Patreon.com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod for some bonus episodes. If you want to hear us talk about more Michael Bay, we reviewed The Rock in our final K-drama episode of the year, which is out right now. So go check that out. If you want to hear us talk about more Michael Bay stuff.
Yeah.
And we're not going to do Transformers for at least 3 years.
Well, that's good news for me.
Links in the episode description for all of that. But yeah, okay, so 1999...
All right, there's a lot of good movies here. I've already got like 5 that I've just seen just by searching around. First off, the Bicentennial Man.
Oh, but yes, Robin Williams is a Roboman.
Yeah, it's the classic plot of a robot, but it gains feelings and it learns to be kind of a human.
Classic. There is, of course, we have come full circle in that Star Wars Phantom Menace is now an option.
Yeah, that's true.
We're getting into the bloody prequels.
Yeah, the prequel, the first movie, right?
Yeah.
Haha, get it? Because it's not in order, it's a prequel. No, Mystery Men.
I've always wanted to watch Mystery Men.
Mystery Men, it's got Smash Mouth in it.
Exactly.
It's a Smash Mouth movie.
It's still a parody of stuff. It looks fun.
He's kind of superhero. This would be interesting to see this film now that superheroes are really big now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because this is making fun of superheroes.
Yep.
So it'd be interesting to see now.
The Iron Giant. That's a good one.
That was my next movie I was going to mention.
Yeah.
The Iron Giant. That's a classic. That one's a really good one. So
that's a really good one.
What about The General's Daughter?
No.
But it has the guy. It has everybody. It's John Travolta, Sandro.
Oh, there's Lake Placid, which I've always wanted to watch. I think that's the Tremors people doing another Tremors type movie.
What about Austin Powers?
Oh, which one?
The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Oh. I do like that movie. Oh, but what about Eyes Wide Shut? No, I'm not gonna pick that. It's not. We're not gonna do that movie.
What about Stuart Little?
Oh, what a classic.
Stuart Little. It's a pig. Some parents, instead of adopting an actual child, they adopt a fucking rat.
It's such a dark movie.
It's very strange.
There is the Blair Witch Project, big horror film. It's not very good. It doesn't hold up, but it's, you know,
Blair Witch is it's a classic.
Yeah.
Do you know what else is a classic?
What else is a classic?
Big Daddy.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Adam Sandler is.
That's not Adam Sandler, is it?
Yeah, Big Daddy. Adam
Big
Sandler.
Daddy. Oh, I'm getting it confused with a different movie. Yeah.
There's a lot of daddies out there to be confused with, so that's fair. No. He's not Big Daddy as in, like, the characters from fucking BioShock. No. I mean the movie Big Daddy.
Oh my god, it's Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
That's a double wombo combo.
Oh, now, Zach, we've done 3 ninjas. But how about 2 Ninas?
What?
Yeah, it's 1 less, and with no J in the name, which makes it 2 Ninas. I don't know. It's a rom-com. We're not doing that. I just thought it was a funny joke. I make the jokes.
Oh, we should probably mention Fight Club. Fight Club is here.
We're not doing film bro movies.
No. But, like, we should mention it. Like, it's Fight Club.
Well, what about Extreme Teens? The boy with the X-ray glasses. That's probably corny and
that sounds like a porno. That sounds like a softcore porno that you found.
Not picking that.
To be fair, Blowfinger also sounds like a porno.
Fucking hell. I think I know what I'm gonna pick, though.
Oh yeah? What are you thinking of picking?
I'm thinking that I might pick a movie that I want to know if it holds up. I genuinely want to do an episode on this because I don't know if it's gonna be good anymore.
Oh yeah?
It's a movie that changed action movies forever, but not in a bad way like The Bourne Identity, in more of a better way. In that it kind of made a lot of, like, live action anime sort of stuff come about. It also, like, you know, kind of paved the path for, like, Inception and, like, Are We in a Simulation sort of movies. I am talking, of course, about Scooby-Doo and the Matrix. I want to do the Matrix.
Oh, the Matrix.
I want to see, because I've only seen the first one. I've never seen any of the sequels because I don't care, but I want to watch the first Matrix again because I remember watching it as a kid and being like, everyone thinks this is great? This is just okay.
But Sandro.
Yeah.
You've forgotten one movie that came out in 1999 that's, like, way more important and, like, way more impactful than the movie. And I thought you were going to bring it up now. It was the obvious choice. Like, there's...
Oh, it's like one of those movies that you haven't mentioned this whole time because you thought I was going to pick it?
Yeah, I thought you were going to pick it because, like, it's literally the most impactful movie of all time.
You talking about Galaxy Quest?
No, the one that's way more impactful than that. The one that everyone talks about still to this day.
Way more impactful than The Matrix.
Yeah, the best movie ever made.
The Mummy? We've done the second one. That's why I haven't...
No. Even better than The Mummy.
What are you talking about?
You don't know, Sandro?
No, what are you...
I'm talking about the Wicked Wild Wild West.
Fuck, I'm not picking the Wild Wild West. I'm not picking Wild Wild West.
We picked the Wild Wild West.
No.
Come on, you gotta get the... No, but you gotta get the... I want to do this on the show, Sandro. We have to do the Wild Wild West.
Oh, I think The Matrix is going to be a much better episode. Wild Wild West is... I don't know.
Yeah, but everyone's seen The Matrix. Everyone knows The Matrix. Everybody has to see the Wicked Wild Wild West.
I just don't want to watch the Wild Wild West.
What other Wild West movie has a giant mechanical spider at the end, Sandro?
No, look, it's my turn. You picked 4 movies
on
your last episode.
I'm voting for the Wild Wild West.
You can't vote. Look, you can vote, but it's my choice, and I'm going to pick The Matrix.
Nah, you know what, Sandro? You know what? You know what?
Oh my god, there's two of you again. You brought your other personality back out.
Now I have my split personality again. Yes! We now outvote you 2-1 for Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West. That's right, Sandro. Now I outvote you. So now you can't pick the Matrix.
That's not how it works, because it's my turn to pick. Oh, wait, but now there's two of you.
Yeah. I picked 4 movies last week, but now my split personality picks the Wild Wild West because you picked before me, right? It's his turn, right?
I guess that's correct.
He hasn't picked a movie, Sandro.
That is correct.
He hasn't picked a movie. Yeah, that's right.
But technically, Zach is like that. That is you, though.
No. We're completely different because he liked Armageddon and I didn't.
That's fair enough.
And that's as different as you can be.
Here's the thing, though. I not to break the fourth wall too much, but we are recording on Skype, and I am the person who has the Google Drive where I can write what we're doing next week and get ready for it. So I'm just going to write. That can be
easily fixed because I can just teleport myself to your place.
What do you mean?
Well, this is all a coma, and technically, because I'm half of Zach, I can just use my powers to teleport myself to your place.
But how would you do that, though? Because
we're in a coma, Sandro. So you're in a coma. Technically, your house is in the coma, right?
So you can I don't believe that this is possible.
I'm beaming myself there now.
Oh my god.
I'm in your studio now, Sandro.
How did you get in here?
With my coma powers fully unlocked now, I can do anything I want. I could summon a giant mechanical spider to crush your computer equipment here, unless you and I and me watch the Wild Wild West.
Okay,
you have no choices here, Sandro. I'm picking the movies from now on.
That's fine. I guess Zach's alternate personality can pick a movie this week. Let's do Wild Wild West then.
Wiki Wild Wild West.
Wait, what's regular Zach doing here as well? I thought you just teleported yourself into my studio, alternate personality.
No, because you're outvoted. With us two here now, you're outvoted. We still have to be diplomatic about things.
Original Zach sounds and looks different.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what he always sounded like.
That's Zach?
It's Zach.
Oh.
What?
Okay, well, I'm not going to question it. Let's do Wild Wild West next week then, I guess.
Yep.
I wanted to do The Matrix, but just like Will Smith, we're picking the worst one.